Welcome back to yet another Kingdom Hearts 2 stream, well, specifically Kingdom Hearts 2.5. I do not have the guts to get that on the PS2. I am scared. Mostly of not being able to skip cutscenes, even though I'm probably just going to sit through them anyway. Last time at the end of the stream, I decided to do a little bit of goofing off on my personal game file, and, well, some things have definitely changed. For example, I am now at level 65 and 43 hours into that thing, and also I was having a struggle trying to find a specific puzzle piece. As it turns out, I was not far along in Hollow Bastion's storyline, or more specifically Space Paranoid's storyline, as I thought I was. I haven't beaten the MCP yet, and I've already unlocked the world that never was. So, yeah, and the only reason I figured this out is because after the stream I decided to goof off and go through the second visit of Pride Lands, which ended up triggering the final visit for Atlantica, and also that next story episode, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting. Come to think of it though, I'm pretty sure during that exact day, that was around the time that I was watching a lot of KH2 speedruns, and usually when the speedruns happen, they end up skipping that whole segment, so good for me. Thanks, GDQ. Just kidding, it's my own fault. I'm not gonna blame them. So, as usual, we have two save files for this specific thing. Both of them are just in case I accidentally hit triangle instead of X. Let's get rolling on it. As promised in the stream title, I intend to get about 4,000 XP today, which should be relatively mathematically simple because we're at 8,001, so below 4,001 before the end of the stream is my personal goal. And I think that's going to be very doable. But, as usual, in order to do that, let's make that explanation out of the way. If I get myself at half health or below, I get double the XP through a lovely ability called Experience Boost. This is making it so then, when I'm farming each of these dusks, which is only 10, instead of getting a total of 40 XP, I get a total of 80. Now, getting the damage down is a little bit of a pain in the butt. So that's gonna be a treat for a bit. And of course that means throughout the streams, I constantly go, hit me one more time. But we're making it a great start. But there is one thing that's still irritating me, and that's those dang uneven numbers. It's so stupid how much it annoys me. Nice. Okay, there is a pro there. That really? Whatever. But we're definitely gonna make that 4,000 XP goal and then some. If we do a little more, if we make the 4,000 and then some, then maybe I'll show the shenanigans that I pulled with my other file. Make some progress towards that. It's kind of fun to do one file for the stream and then the other file off stream, because then I can still enjoy the game at my own leisure and pace, and also stop talking for a few minutes to avoid the... because I'm constantly talking to avoid Twitch muting the VOD. That's literally it. It doesn't mute the whole VOD, it just mutes the sections of the music where it's detecting the soundtrack, specifically this soundtrack, Destati. It's already done that multiple times. Lovely. This is the joy. So, yesterday I didn't stream, and that is because I had to take care of some things. One, I was gross. Two, I needed to take care of, if I remember right, groceries. I needed to get my shopping done, and I didn't do that earlier in the day. What was the third thing that I needed to get done? I don't quite recall what it was. But either way, it kept me sane, and now I am fresh and ready to go to deal with this. This is fun to deal with, though. This is actually quite relaxing, but I was also super tanked. I don't know why. I think I was, like, barely avoiding getting sick. which means either halfway through the stream or at the end, I am going to start eating an apple. I will get my apple. And it will be delicious. As always. Apple's my beloved. I think also during the tail end of my last stream, which got split into 3 VODs, if you were watching on Twitch, that was a freaking nightmare. So fun. But at the tail end, that was an interesting moment. But long story short, got all my drives forms are maxed out now, including final form. I maxed out my final form on stream, so that's taken care of. Kind of a shame I didn't do I didn't even record some of the stuff that happened on my personal file. But, I mean, it's not that bad. It was just me messing around with the Pride Lands. And I already got all the treasures and puzzle pieces there, so the second visit was a breeze. And I reminded myself that Magnet is a powerful thing and will help you get those dang hyenas, so then they stop running from you and you can catch up to them and get the story moving. And also that giant Heartless is just a lot of reaction commands. I was very surprised that it's just you and Simba fighting the giant Heartless at the end of the second visit of Pride Lands, but it was kind of fun. And I was very glad that Simba was healing me because, once again, I kept spamming buttons instead of being a little bit more strategic. Once I got my brain screwed back in, the proper stem socket or whatever, then it started working out, but that was quite a trip. Quite the trip. And then, of course, finishing that gave me all sorts of fun surprises. Was it the... Nah, that was a different day. A different day I finished off the 100-acre wood. That got me emotions. That got me emotions. Suddenly pirate. Ah, pirates. I haven't watched that film trilogy in years. I should watch it again. It's a good series. I've watched the 4th one. I haven't watched the 5th one. I'm not sure how I'll feel about it. I'll probably watch it eventually, but I don't know. It felt different. I think I mostly watched the main 3 pirate films. I mostly watched them for Elizabeth, let's be real. I watched them for her. I liked her story and her journey. She was fun. I could probably stand to watch the 5th one because I think she shows up at the very end or something like that. It got spoiled for me. Which is a regular occurrence. This is a regular thing for me. It's fine. I'm cool with it. I fully expect it. Ah. You know what's great about starting the stream with only 8,000 XP to go is that this is actually going to give me a good metric of how long it takes for me to get 4,000 XP within the time that I give myself. Which means I can get a general idea of how much XP I will get per stream. That also depends on whether or not I go to my other file partway through the stream for hilarity and sanity's sake. Also just to shake things up and differentiate this VOD or that VOD from the other ones. I think it's good to sometimes just go to something different. And since I'm doing the same game, that also means I don't have to fumble around with the categories on Twitch, because that is something that I would have to deal with. Oh my gosh. Fighting for my life. Whew. quite the challenge to get through this. Technically, I could do all of this off stream and just constantly do it whenever I have free time. But I'm partially, most of the reason I'm streaming this is to show proof that I didn't do any cheats or anything, that I am doing the grind by hand. I mean, the hours will probably be evidence of that, but I'm pretty sure someone can modify the game files to adjust that. I don't know if it's doable on a PS4, but I'm sure it's doable. Someone has probably done it. It's a lot easier to mod things on PC because then you can actually dig into the files. They don't allow for digging into the files as much on the PS4. Okay, everybody's brawling today. We all brawling, okay. It sucks to be you though, because I still whooped ya. Bada bing, bada boom, sucker. There was also an additional benefit for taking a break of a day yesterday. I decided to dip into one of my original fiction stories because I remembered that I wrote like a little small segment where the character talks about wanting to dye her hair a random color. These characters are all middle schoolers. It's like a middle grade type novel. That's where the demographic is gonna be. And they just have a nice moment of being like, yeah, let's dye our hair later or something like that. But then I was like, I want to add to that because it's not just like it's not a contemporary. There's some fantasy elements and sci-fi elements involved. Sci-fantasy, I guess. And they're going through some real tough stuff. So I wanted to add to that and write more, and oh boy, did I write more. I wrote about like 3 or 4 pages after reconstructing one of my music playlists on YouTube into my Spotify last night. Put that in, put the music on, and just started writing. I actually wrote a little bit more on it today. I don't know how much more of that segment I'm going to write, but it's definitely helping me piece that story together because that's one of those stories that I've written it before, but my original draft was 21 pages written in 3 days. It was like, it was really something, and it was written in middle school, which means obviously the original draft was absolute garbage. I had fun with it though. I had a blast. It was lots of fun. But if I wanted to actually get it on the board and published, I would need to make some major changes, so yeah. Hilariously, that story was inspired by my love of Kingdom Hearts in the early days. So at that time, I think it was up to KH2 and Chain of Memories that were out. Because it was definitely before Birth by Sleep. It was definitely before then. Like, as far as I knew, KH2 was the end of it. So that was an interesting time. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes from its original inspiration because, yeah. Goes to show, your favorite shows and games will inspire you in your creative endeavors. And that's not limited to just gameplaying and streaming and stuff. It's also in writing and in art. Like, you can always spot someone who is a Homestuck based on their art because it's still there. You can smell the Homestuck on the art. Or the running joke is, if you watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, your art style will be ruined forever. And by ruined, I mean it'll be heavily influenced by JoJo's forever. It's hilarious. I think the author is Araki? Araki? I'm getting the pronunciation wrong, probably. This is what I get for not learning proper Japanese pronunciation. Which reminds me, I was watching a couple of series that are basically just character died, isekai into another world type thing. And Like, the dubs are okay, but there's a couple times where I feel like some of the performances fall a little flat. And I'm not sure if it's limited by the constraints of, like, just, like, time or anything like that, or if it's just the performance isn't that grand. I mean, I don't expect, like, top tier, but goodness sakes, a little bit more effort in the voice. At least it's not as bad as my... I have some serious beef with one of the dubs of Cardcaptor Sakura. I have such a beef with one of the dubs. Besides the obvious, what the heck was that romance? If you know, you know. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But my main beef was I cannot stand the voice performance for those dubs in English. I only watch Cardcaptor in the original Japanese dub because of that. Because I couldn't emotionally do the performances. I couldn't do it. I was like, there's a limit. This is the limit. I think that was the same with when I decided to finally watch through Shugo Chara or Shugo Chara. This is why I don't trust my pronunciations or anyone's pronunciations, because I could always be wrong. It's fine, it's fine. Funny enough, I probably could have started reading the manga back in like middle school for Shugo Chara, because it was there. It was in the little manga section, but I don't know. I lost my school ID, and so I was like a library assistant at the time, so I could have just checked out the books, but I didn't think it was fair that if I forgot my ID, I would be able to check out books, whereas if some other kid forgot their ID, they would not be able to do that. Like, I wanted to be on the same equal playing field with my fellow students. Because I was like, just because I have special privileges and put books away doesn't mean I should give myself more special privileges or anything like that, you know? Could that be to my detriment? Absolutely. I mean, it was to my detriment. It meant that I did not read as many books as I could have. Which is a darn shame. Because I think I would have had a lot easier time in later years if I read more. Maybe. Who knows? That reminds me, I need to pick up one of the books that's on my shelf and read it again. Just anything. There's literally a book on my nightstand that's one of those really thick books that, whereas published in recent years, it's Priority of an Orange Tree. I haven't finished past the first few chapters yet. But that I still haven't finished reading yet. This is a problem that I have. I think I spend too much time on my phone and social media, so that is a huge reason as to why I don't read as much. Because the phone is basically the escapist tool, whereas when I was younger, it used to be I would go on the computer, but that wasn't always available all the time because it was desktop. It was firmly wired to the space. So I would read books. And I would read lots of books because it was a journey to another world. It was lots of fun. Funny thing, I read this one book in, I think it was elementary school. It was called Bud, Not Buddy. And that book was so good. I actually really enjoyed it. It was about this kid who ended up being in a foster home. The parents and the kid kind of sucked, who were the foster parents and kid. And the main character, Bud, he wanted to look for, I think, either his dad or his grandfather. I think it was his grandfather. His grandfather was a musician. And he ends up sneaking out and going on a very long journey. I think it took... I remember one of the historical details. One of them was on one of the ads of the perfect 50s family. Of course, this was the perfect white picket fence, white people 50s family. With the fake smiling faces and stuff. And I also distinctively remember the historical detail of the Hoovervilles around. That was a big thing. And I also remember part of a train journey, or at least he was gonna jump on a train, but one of his friend made it on, but he didn't. Anyway, he eventually does make it to the town that he was going to. This is me very roughly recalling this, by the way. He gets to the town, he meets up with these musicians, and he ends up, through them, finding and meeting his grandfather for the first time and hearing about, like, what happened with his mom before, he left, and he ends up getting to live with his granddad, and it's great. And he also gets to learn music, and it's really cool. Fantastic book. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Hang on, let me find the author for it. Let me find it. Where are you? Seriously, where is it? Oh, it's on the upper shelf. It's Bud, Not Buddy by Christopher Paul Curtis. Is that a Newbery Award? Yeah, that's a Newbery Award if I've ever seen one. Award-winning novel, really good. Always worth a read. Oh, Book Thief. Funny fact. When I first got that on my birthday from a friend, it took me a long time to actually sit down and read it. I just decided to finally pick it up off my shelf one day and read it. Totally worth it, by the way. Wait, why am I going backwards? I haven't finished this section, have I? Have I? Well, now I gotta check. This is what I get for being distracted. Okay, I definitely got this section. Okay, if I did get distracted and miss it, whatever. It's fine. I'll live. But The Book Thief is also a really good one. I cannot remember the adaptation for the life of me. Like the film adaptation. I can't remember half of that for the life of me. But the book adaptation is really cool. You get the perspective from Death, and you get to see like bits and pieces of the character Liesel's life. I think it was Liesel. Really good story. And both are historical fiction. Wow. I want to read more again. I want to do all sorts of things, but I keep wasting time on social media. It's such a crime. I say as I stream on a website that would probably be considered social media in some regard. But it would be good on times other than when I'm streaming to explore and read more. My brain feels more functional though when it's not the daytime. Like when it's not bright outside. I think it's just mainly because I have expectations of, okay, my routine or anything is going to get interrupted because I might need to do this or that. So I don't bother doing things that I'd like to do, because when I get interrupted, it ruins the flow and it makes it really hard to get back into something. This happens a lot when I write stories too. And the longer a story gets, the harder it becomes to continue writing it. I have a nearly 200k manuscript of a story that is extremely difficult to write for, because if I want to keep the tone of the story the same, I have to reread through the entire text. This is not logical or reasonable, but it's how I manage to get in the zone of the text. I have since learned to be able to just, like, go back to things and, like, look back. Like, I have a tab open of, like, a copy of the document, so then I can read back through and make sure that everything that I'm currently writing still lines up with what I previously wrote. Because that's a huge deal to me. It's not gonna get, like, published. It's just... it's a personal... it's one of those hobby ones. I like it a lot. It's good. It's a mystery. I love mysteries. Speaking of mysteries, there is one set of stories which is also, let's just say it, it's fanfic. There's this one little bits of fan fiction that I wrote a while ago, and I think it's gonna remain unfinished, like the whole thing, which is a real shame because I really wanted to finish it, but I just can't bring myself to finish it properly. I mean, I'll finish it on my own terms and so forth, but I'm thinking of going back, filing away all of the stuff that made it fanfic and turn it into something more original. Which shouldn't be too difficult, actually, if I really put some effort into it. And I can. I have done that. I have put plenty of effort into making a story its own thing. And I will. And it will be great. I will probably need to make some adjustments to the characters at the start of the story. And of course some adjustments to the plotline. There's a lot of things that are probably going to change. That's okay. I have the groundwork of the world building and stuff. That's the hard part. That's a really difficult part, but totally worth it. It's kind of the same thing that, like, with the story I was talking about earlier, where it had some roots in my enjoyment of Kingdom Hearts and so forth. That it's actually been quite an easy conversion. It also gets involved with two other stories which also have their roots in Kingdom Hearts. At least in terms of inspiration and so forth. Like, there are other worlds and people can travel to them, but everybody knows about the other worlds. And there's like a whole pantheon of gods, but like it varies and depends on worlds of like how much do they know about that, is there a patron and things like that. Like in one of the stories, their patron god is Levity. So they have like they have a lot of festivals and stuff, a lot of celebrations, very lighthearted things. It's fun. I still haven't properly written that, but it's there. It's in my brain, and I'm going to dig it out of my brain and get it onto paper. It's going to happen! Plus, it's a lot of fun. I think at the time... when did I write that first create that protagonist? Because the character is like 17, and he definitely turned out from how different from how I originally like thought of him and conceptualized him. He's definitely different from that. Which I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad he's different, because when I think I originally first created his character profile, he seemed really serious, and then he just turned into a silly little guy. He turned into a silly little guy. Although I guess he's not really little. He's like a 17-year-old and with ice powers and can shapeshift and stuff. Very, very Mary Sue-esque type shenanigans, except he's a boy, so it would be more of a Gary Stu, except he can and will get his butt kicked. At least once or twice, multiple times, let's be honest. He is not the most powerful thing in the universe. I love writing so much. It's so much fun. That just made me think of Cully Does Things video about the what if fanfiction writers streamed their fanfic writing, and that is just such a funny thing of all the different types of possible fanfic streamers that would occur. Like the one that like barely writes, and it's just like, is the writer still there? Or the one that's like, oh, I won't kill the characters, or like, I'm going to kill all the characters now that you said that. Just the dynamic of different fic writers and stuff like that. It's fun. It's fun. Telling stories is fun. Telling your own stories is lots of fun. Telling stories with other characters and playing with them like dolls is also very fun. Lots of fun. Good job. No, we're not saying... I said ka-chow once as a joke, and now I say it unironically, and I hate it. It's the same thing with yeet. That happened to me. I started saying yeet as a joke, and then it just went from there. Sometimes I dab when it's awkward. This is how you can tell I'm old. I'm not actually that old. I'm old enough to buy drinks at a bar. And if I get carded, they won't have to look at the card very long. They'll see the 19 and be like, okay, you're good. It's honestly funny to me. I am enjoying getting older. Probably a little too much, but you know what? It's fun. It's fun getting old. So much fun. Because then the older you get, the less people like... I don't know, I would say the less people care about what you do, but they also care more. I don't know, it's a weird mixture of balance. I don't know how to explain it. But like, there are things that older folks don't have to deal with that younger folks do. I say being in that middle zone. I think I'm in the middle zone. I'm not middle-aged. Am I? That depends on the life expectancy though, doesn't it? Or does it? If I could though, I would probably live forever and stay at least functional in terms of the human body not breaking down and falling apart forever, just because it would be really fun to be immortal and annoy the crap out of like everyone. That's what I would do. I wouldn't do it to be powerful, I'd just do it to be annoying. Annoy my friends' families for the rest of time. Be like, okay, I'm here to irritate your descendants. Be like, yeah, okay, that's that weird aunt that has just been living for like goodness knows how long. We don't know how old she actually is. We just know she exists and has existed for a while and will not go. Kind of like in the South, where there's that one grandma in the family who just never ages and like never seems to age or hasn't aged in a long time and just will never die or something like that. That sort of thing. That's what I want to go for. Will I succeed? Probably not. Oh no. Oh no. Thinking too far ahead. I'm giving myself an existential crisis. Uh-oh. No crisis for me. Existential crisis, no. Don't give yourself that on the street. That's evil. Anyhow. We're only 30 minutes in and we're about 2000 XP down. Almost. Okay, maybe not that much. More like 1500. I swear, this whole endeavor is making my brain feel better. I think it's because I feel like there's a purpose. There is a purpose to this. The purpose is comedy. Also because I'm really curious to see how this goes. And like I said, at 50, I'm going to make an additional file specifically at level 50 and play around on that just to make sure that 1, the characters can level up, and 2, that I'm not gonna accidentally crash the game by doing this, because there is a chance that this endeavor will stop after Twilight Thorn solely because it might kill my PS4. I might end up annihilating the game because of this quest, which is a very terrifying thought. I hate to use this phrase, but we will burn that bridge when we get to it. And that'll be grand. Oh my. Big yawns for me. Fun fact, because the only reason I was thinking of a stream title like right before I started the stream, and I was like, oh man, I gotta come up with something other than like, oh, I'm gonna get to level 35, because there's no way in hell I'm getting to level 35 today. And then I was like, and I will get 4,000 XP, and I will get 4,000 more, just to be the man who gets 8,000 XP towards my final goal. Da da da. Just that sort of thing. That song's really catchy, but I don't want to listen to it on loop. I already did that once for a road trip. Oh boy, that drove me insane. Well, okay, it less drove me insane and more is just I had that song stuck in my head for a couple of weeks or so after. Big stretch, stretch the arms, stretch the shoulders, crack my back, check my posture to not crush my diaphragm so then I can continue talking lots. Also, since I've started doing this, I think I've gotten a little bit more articulate, or at least when it comes to streaming I get more articulate. I have not recorded any footage in a while. At least for the bakery, gosh dang it. I need to do that! Oh my gosh, Eepy. Yeah. I've also noticed that I don't swear as much, but mostly that's on stream. Off stream, if I stub my toe, I'm gonna curse. It hurts. Stubbing your toe hurts. I stubbed my finger today. I think I was trying to reach a hand towel that was hanging on the oven door, and I ended up poking the side of the oven with my finger, and ooh, that hurt. That hurt so bad. Okay, it didn't hurt too bad. It's not as bad as the time that I stubbed my toe so hard that it dislodged my nail a little bit on my toe. That hurt. That hurt so much. That was pain. Goes to show I was not built for the ballet. I didn't train for the ballet either, so that's probably a major factor in that deal. Oh, unrelated, but related to something kind of sweet, because I guess the Nutcracker is sweet. Anyway, ballet, whatever. I just remembered, I finished off my ice cream the other day. It was okay. There wasn't enough, there was like one piece of cookie dough in it. And it made me a little sad, because I wish there was more. I was like, where's the rest of the cookie dough? It's all gone. But I mean, there was barely like, I ate the rest of it from the carton. Like, that's how little was left. Spin time, it's time for the spin cycle. It's a cycle of life. Here's another indication of how old I am. I still remember on Disney Channel, this was what my family was able to have cable. I wasn't one of the no cable kids, but I do remember seeing some of the no cables. I like PBS. PBS was good. PBS, my beloved. Anyway, Disney Channel. I remember when they first started doing the Disney Channel stars sing other Disney songs or something like that, and I distinctively remember The Circle of Life, and it was really good. It was really good. And I got super emotional when I heard it when I was on a trip away from home, and I got really nostalgic. And the person that was with me was like, okay, no more of that. And I'm like, girl, let me be in my feels. Let me have some emotions, man. Let me yearn for the days of yore where I had very few responsibilities and only sat in front of the TV, maybe did some homework, went out, biked around the neighborhood, that sort of thing. Those are some good times. Sorry, I just heard back like a little bit of what I just said a few minutes ago or a minute ago, and it threw me off. It's tripping, making me trip. And this is why we don't do drugs, because it gives to my brain some bugs. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Sorry about that. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm not sorry. I am sorry for the constant yawning. Goodness gracious me. Today was quite the trip for me. I had to make multiple things. I had to cook up some chicken, because that is part of my doggy's meal. And then the other thing I had to do is, since I procrastinated making my dang waffles this morning and decided to eat white rice for breakfast, I decided, you know what, Girly Pop, you gotta make your waffles or you ain't gonna have waffles or nothing for breakfast tomorrow, and I know damn well you ain't gonna want to eat a cupcake in the morning. I have birthday cupcakes. They're delicious. It happened a while ago. Okay, not that long ago. Long enough that it's still justifiable to eat the cupcakes. Anyway, don't want to eat a cupcake for breakfast. That's just insane. That's just silly. Ran myself out of rice, ran myself out of vegetables and gravy, and I'm like, girl, if you don't make those waffles, you're gonna be starving. Or at least, you're gonna be real annoyed at yourself in the morning. So in short, I had waffles for dinner and I'm gonna have waffles for breakfast tomorrow, and I am very excited about it. They turned out splendidly. Absolutely delicious. The chicken turned out well, so that was taken care of before the dinner for the doggies, which was perfect. They ran out of the chicken at breakfast this morning, so everything goes according to plan. Speaking of according to plan, I should watch Corpse Bride again. It's perfect for fall season. That, or I should finally sit my butt down and watch Over the Garden Wall. I have a DVD copy of it, and I still haven't watched it yet. And I've heard it's really good, and it's perfect for fall. Maybe I'll do that. Oh God. Goodness gracious. This is what I get for being constantly sleepy. Once I get through this door and back, I need to drink some more water. Like, I'm feeling the need for water. Water is good for the soul. Water. Water is the best. This is such a silly random thing to think about, but I really do miss on YouTube when you could like make video links on the videos, so then people could make little like click choose your own adventure videos, or at least video series. Those were loads of fun, and now they're all broken because YouTube ripped out annotations. Also, I really loved annotations on videos because a bunch of people would put their own annotations on videos, especially on Animashes, and so the screen for a moment would just be covered in like, yo, let's go, or something like that. It was just so funny to me. That was a classic YouTube experience. That and the 5-star rating. That was really fun. I can't remember if that was still when 3 was considered yeah, this is a good book, or yeah, this is a good thing. Like, 5 usually was reserved for, oh my gosh, this is absolutely perfect, fantastic, and 4 is like, yeah, this is super good, and then 3 is like, yeah, this is good, and then 2 is like, this could do better, and then 1 is like, this sucks, and then half a star is just like, what is wrong with you? That's a little harsh to say, but I think that's pretty much what they were going for with the star rating thing. Or at least the people rating it when they did a half star thing. Alright, time to stretch out my back. Betrayal. And by betrayal, I mean my water bottle decided to fall over. Speaking of not sitting up while gaming, I still think about the other day when I did a plank during fighting these guys. That was the silliest but actually most fun thing I've done with this. One of the most fun things. Like I think I've said before, I do really well with repetition. Repetitive tasks are my forte. Because if I know what to do, I can do it hundreds of times over and over. Will it get repetitive? Of course. Will it get tedious? Probably. But will I feel relaxed after a while of doing it and find fun ways to like make some variations to enjoy it? Absolutely. I can do the repetition and I will make it fun. Like for example, laying back on my bed. That's what I can do. I can just lean back and bada bing bada boom, new experience. Of course it does bring a con. I wear a headset, so it compresses the daylights out of my glasses because I cannot wear contacts to save my life. My eyes are way too sensitive. They throw a fit if anything like breathes near my eye. Like that's how frustrating it is. And so long story short, I am not getting a clear picture, but that's okay. I'm used to working blind. Working blind is my calling. Which also works really well when I'm driving on the road and it's like super rainy. Because as long as I can get a general idea of where things are, we made it 2,000 down, 2,000 to go. Nice. We're not even an hour in. Woohoo! Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think I trained it off of Mario Kart. Because in Mario Kart, you know the ink thing? The ink obstacle doesn't faze me. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Doesn't throw me off track at all. Oh my gosh. I'm getting the hiccups. That's not good. I think my stomach's mad at me, and it's just because of the way I cooked some chicken earlier this week. Not the boiled stuff, because the boiled stuff is not for me. I mean, it can be if I want it to. Nothing's stopping me from eating plain boiled chicken, like a heathen. But, no, it's the chicken I cook in a combination of sesame oil and olive oil. I think I keep overdoing both of them, and it is not making my poor gut happy. Or it's just because I've eaten something in recent years or months, or more like recent weeks. I've eaten a couple of things that have made my acid reflux come back and start sucker punching. Can you two quit hitting me? There's a limit. Okay, we're good. Why did I let them hit me? Why did I do that? This is another reason why I also sometimes and in more recent streams revert to playing around on my other file, is so then my habits don't end up I don't want this to carry over into the main gameplay. I don't want this to become a habit of taking damage. Yay, I still got a 21 out of it. That was a lot of words. Okay. I'm gonna do the in and out. And I will be right back. I need to do something. Where's my be right back? There you are. Alright, I'm back. Some things you can't ignore. Oh, I'm thinking about VTubing again. I keep thinking about it, but I'm like, I need to be fully committed to doing the VTuber thing, and not just like half baking it. If I'm gonna do VTubing stuff, I want a full send. Like, I would want to do the whole designing the character, making up the backstory. There would be a lot of prep for the debut thing. If I were to do VTubing though, I'd probably go indie because I keep seeing a lot of VTubing groups just end up imploding on themselves. Which sucks. But yeah, I keep thinking about doing that, but there's also the matter of purchasing a model, commissioning a model specifically, and it's not just the model, it's also the rigging and the slicing and so forth. There's a lot that goes into VTubing and stuff. I have a huge amount of respect for the artists that make VTubing possible. Another part of me is just like, just do a PNG thing, but then that would require some other setup, and I'm like, I'm not ready for that. I could probably, if I had the guts, I could probably ask someone. I do have someone that I would ask about how they do their PNG tuber and go from there. If I did that, I might as well just ask to let me know when their commissions are open, because I would gladly commission them for a character design of a PNG tuber, let's be real. I'm trying to reduce the amount of name dropping and stuff like that. Or maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know what the proper way to do things is. When I started watching streams on the regular, it was in the fresh zone of Dream SMP shit, which can tell you about my ability to do stream etiquette has been severely not great. It's taken a bit to properly stream etiquette. It also is a little bit more sucky when you're in a sea of people. It sucks being in a sea of people. Because then it just turns into a hive mind, and hive minds suck. There are some hive minds that are acceptable, but that is not one of them. It is not. It's not fun. Good times. Speaking of, totally stoked to eventually watch the start of... it's related. It's tangentially related. I cannot wait to start watching more Hermitcraft this coming Saturday. So stoked. Because I am a doc viewer, and I'll get to see the shenanigans that he's pulled in the first few days of the server, which will be fun. And then I'll get to pop in on stream on Sunday, and I'll be super stoked about that. That'll be fun. It does mean I'll have to get up early if I want to actually catch the full thing. Time zones are a curse. I say early, but it's only like a couple hours earlier than my usual wake-up time, so it's cool. Oh shoot, daylight savings is gonna smack me in the freaking face with that. Ooh. Daylight savings, my beloved. How I despise thee for stripping away hours from people who have to be awake during overnight shifts, and then for people who have to be asleep when it starts. Then they lose an hour of sleep and everybody wonders why, hey, there's a significant increase of car accidents. This is in the US, by the way. And Arizona doesn't count because Arizona doesn't do daylight savings. Yeah, it was Arizona. Okay, that's too many of you doing the weed whacker move. This is unacceptable. I do not want to add to my death counter. I don't actually have a death counter. But I've died at least twice on stream to these because I wasn't paying attention. Like, that's the main reason I get wrecked. Also, I only have 20 HP total and will probably continue to do so until I actually leave the place and eventually get to Sora. And probably crash my poor PS4. Can't wait to crash it. I'm so excited. In about 3 million XP or so, I'm gonna max out Roxas and go from there. Gosh, that's gonna be so funny. I'm getting closer to level 99 on my main file, but to be fair, I'm also working with like XP in the hundreds instead of just the single digits, which is like still in the double digits total. So there's a reason why this is going slow as hell. It's because we're not progressing. At level 50, we'll get to test run how bad it's gonna be and get a taste of, okay, this is gonna make or break some things. It'll be a good litmus test. That and level 75, that's my plan. I need to drink more water. I need to keep drinking water. Water is good. I apologize, I can't do this simultaneously. Always refreshing. It's not even a specific brand of water, it's just this water has been like filtered twice. It's not even a Brita filter. It looks like a Brita filter, but it's not a Brita filter. But it makes the water taste better. And I am very particular about my taste of water. It sounds insane, but it makes a huge difference. I am an avid water drinker. swing around. I'm thinking about the stories again, specifically the one that I mentioned. I was doing some handwriting of the story section, and since I started writing it in the 2000s, I thought, you know what? Let's keep those characters in the 2000s. So I guess there is a contemporary element to that. Dang it. But like, I've made reference to the old CoverGirl slogan. Like, the easy, breezy, beautiful. It was really funny. And I spent a little bit of time looking up slang from the years because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've lived in those years. At least a decade or two, almost. Almost 2 decades, damn. But I was like, okay, want to make sure I'm doing my era justice. It's gonna make the story feel kind of dated, but also there's gonna be a bit of like a contemporary for that time sort of thing. Oh my gosh, imagine in the future there's gonna be historical fiction if there hasn't been already. Of course, I mean, there were contemporary novels, but there's gonna be historical fiction about the 2000s. There probably is technically historical fiction about the 2000s because even though it was written during that time. That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be hilarious. I was also thinking about that because I was thinking about, okay, how would these characters in middle school... 1 second. Had a nasty fuzzy in my throat. Oh my gosh, that was the worst. I was thinking about the way to convey that something is cool during that time. If I remember right, sweet, that's sick, that's awesome, awesome sauce. I might be blending some of the eras together with that. I don't think tubular was used as much as towards the end of the... It was definitely more early 2000s, late 90s slang, if I remember right, but it was existent. I think a lot of the slang was influenced by surfing culture. I remember a lot of surfer type aesthetic and vibes. There was a lot of beach vibes, hibiscus print. Oh my gosh, hibiscus print. Puka shell necklaces. I think I have one. I'm sure I have one, actually. Shells were a major thing. Beach theme in your bathroom. What else? There was like a bit of, I think it was 60s influence in the early 2000s with like colorful stuff with the bright colors. Like lime, bright pink, that sort of thing. A bright blue. Everything was super colorful. Inflatable furniture was a huge thing. Even though like one section would pop and you would sink to the floor, or you would lose the back of your chair and it was really annoying. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I would like to clear my throat, damn it. Lava lamps. Lava lamps are still around. I actually found a store just the other day that sold lava lamps, and I'm like, yo, that's cool. I don't have a personal use for a lava lamp. I still need to clean up my space and tidy out some things that I don't need anymore. But it'd be pretty sick to have a lava lamp. Those things are cool. I remember thinking that was the coolest dang thing on the block. The other thing was the little curtains, the bead curtains. Those were so cool. They were like plasticky and like semi-transparent. Half of them were pink with like different size circles down the string, or like stars in other beads. Like just multicolored stuff, and then they would sometimes tangle, and it was a real pain in the butt. But you'd untangle it, and it would look really cool. Bead curtains, man, those were so sick. Thank you for the damage, so that I can get what I want from you, which is 8 XP. Okay, that's a little much, my dude. Nice. Classic stuff. I think this was this was post 2003, because this was when RuneScape was it's not the RuneScape like classic. This was when rune crafting was still around. Well, I mean when it was still around. Silly me. When I mean rune crafting started. That's the era of time that I'm thinking of. I also remember my neighbor used to let us like keep the old teen magazines that she used to get. When she was done with them, she would be like, "You want to read them?" And I'd be like, "Heck yeah, I do." Because I used heck. Because swearing was bad. But we used to read those little teen magazines and look through the quizzes and stuff. It was lots of fun. Those are fun. It was a little taste of like the fashion of the time. If you ever want to know what the fashion of the time is for like pre-2010s, just look for any issue of like teen magazines or tween magazines, especially tween stuff. You'll get a taste of like what the cool stuff was, or what was in, what was not in, that sort of thing. The colors. Oh my gosh, pink and brown being a color combination constantly. And then occasionally the blue and brown, like the really light blue and brown. Like those two were like elite color combos. There were other color combos, but those are the ones that I could think of off the top of my head. Mud was a pretty popular brand for like the more tomboyish girls. What else? What other sort of crazy things were going on? I remember skater brands were a pretty big thing. Lots of fun. To be fair, this is from the perspective of a potentially like sheltered kid growing up. So obviously my experience is going to be vastly different from other kids growing up in the 2000s. That is something to always consider when I share my perspective of time. Yeah. Blizzards used to be a huge thing though, with like a treat. I would always get the M&M ones, and I loved it when there were lots of M&Ms. And I liked watching the colors swirl into the ice cream, and it would slowly turn the ice cream gray from the color bleeding onto the ice cream. That was great. Now I just do Dairy Queen Blizzards. How long has it been since my last Dairy Queen visit? I can check, actually. I'm not joking, by the way. I got my bank statement today. I probably could have gotten it a lot sooner. Let's see. Oh my golly gosh. About a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Ah, damn, I still got charged for an overdue thing. Shit. Fudge! Oh well, that's on me. That's my bad. If you can, pay your bills on time. Or at least make a payment towards your bills. So then you don't get charged. Please. It'll keep you sane. Avoiding interest is a pain. And also, I recognize it's not always doable. I can get away with it. Avoiding interest, I mean. Ugh. That's irritating. Oh well. Dang it. But yeah, it's been over a week. I think I'm allowed. I can allow myself to go to Dairy Queen again. I don't really feel it though. Not right now, anyway. Or maybe I do. Maybe I do because I'm thinking about it so much. I just really like combining the Blizzard with the fries. I really like that combo, dipping the ice cream into the fries. Or just like going back and forth between the fries and the Blizzard. It's good stuff. I really like it. I think it's a combo of salty and sweet that makes it good. Definitely the salty and sweet. One of these days, I'll need to not be a coward and also be able to travel overseas reasonably without any issues. I'll go overseas. I'll go to Tokyo Disney and I will purchase myself a sea salt ice cream. I don't know why specifically there. I could probably just make it. There's recipes. There are recipes for the sea salt ice cream. It's just I gotta know. I gotta know how they do it. I gotta know. They should do it at the local Disneys. Gosh dang it. Do it in the US. Cowards. Speaking of like 2000s aesthetic and like living in the past, KH2 is honestly peak 2000s media. Same with KH1, but it like the early Kingdom Hearts games are very peak 2000s media, from the style choices to the character and level design. Very 2000s. It's a magical time capsule into, like, I think it's a subset of a demographic, technically, but you get an insight as to, like, how life is based on what KH2 looks like. Like, look at this. This is 2000s. Right here. It is in your soul. And this is after the complaints of the, we have no idea where we're going, I'm getting lost in the maps. Like, this was when, this game was the reason why they started doing, no, KH1 was the reason why they started implementing maps, because everybody was complaining about it, which is an understandable complaint. I think the Kingdom Hearts games, at least in recent years, have gotten a lot more linear. These two are not as linear. I think it's the same with Chain of Memories, but I can't confirm that because I still haven't picked it up. I'm scared to pick it up because I do not think I will handle the card system well. Or I might turn into an absolute freak with the card system and consider it the best dang system. This is coming from a person who handled the BBS setup and combat pretty well. Like, actually pretty decently. Like, I can get through a critical run on a pretty good day. Not with much struggle. Like, the most struggle I'll get is the early game stuff with the Snow White escort mission. Pain in the ass. I hate that section. And then I'm trying to think if Terra has any problems. What problems do I have playing as Terra? I mean, there's actually quite a few instances in Ventus's story that are just freaking obnoxious. One of them is that stupid jellyfish type boss in Deep Space. I hate that dang thing. I hate it so much. Terra, honestly, final boss of Terra's story is the one that gives me the most grief. If I got more technical with it, I could probably handle it, but for the most part, ugh, gosh, I hate that fight so much. Because the enemy keeps spamming Ars Solum, and since I didn't have that command, I'm just like, where the frick did you pull that command from, sonny boy? Turns out it's something that I could have done if I had just, you know, poked around and melded a lot more commands. But that's on me. That's my own problem. And I think as Aqua... What else? What did I have a problem? I don't know if I had many problems as Aqua. I think Ven's was the story that I had the most trouble, like, problem spots with. Because I also remember Captain Hook beating my butt. Maybe Aqua versus Vanitas in Neverland was a pain in the butt. But once I picked up on the whole, like, when he suddenly freezes, that means he's gonna get the drop on me, so I just roll out of the way. Once I figured that out, it's actually not that bad. And I think if I play as Terra again in one of the last 2 boss fights, it's not gonna be as much of a trouble because I finally learned, hey, maybe instead of using the shot locks where I shoot from a distance, use the one that you actually charge at people, like physically. Then the character will stop freaking dodging everything. And I'll actually be able to land some more hits. That sort of thing. Whew. That's a fun game, though. That was one of the first games I completed. Both on the PS3 and the PS4. This is not a joke, by the way. I completed Birth by Sleep before any of the other games. I still haven't finished KH2, for goodness sakes. I'm still working on that. Sykes is in my way. And for a little while longer, he will be in my way. It's fine though, it's fine. I am fine and I accept that he will be my problem. At least Demyx wasn't a problem for me. Demyx was actually kind of easy. And this is coming from somebody who is playing on critical mode. I am playing on critical mode on that file. He did not give me trouble. It was the fights after the whole fight. I think it's called the Final Fantasy Gauntlet, but right before the Battle of 1,000 Heartless, that gauntlet. Oh my gosh, that gauntlet was beating me to smithereens. I think part of it is because I rely so much on Donald and Goofy to back me up, which was also a problem for me in KH1. That does throw a wrench though. Like, I relied on them, but I mentally prepared myself during the second fight with Riku and Hollow Bastion, where you're fighting him solo. I got that in one try. I was fully prepared to have the KH1 classic experience of just getting my shit kicked in by Riku. And I beat him on the first try, and since I didn't know the magical recording button existed, I have no recorded proof except for like 2 posts on a social media account where I'm like, alright, time to get my butt kicked by Riku, and then like 5 minutes later being like, oh my gosh, I did it first try. With like the shakiest photo. I'm pretty sure I made mention of it in my TMNT series. I don't remember which episode. I should go back. You know what? I should watch more of my own videos. I actually enjoy the sound of my own voice, which is probably... there's probably something obnoxious in that. But I do like the sound of my own voice. For the most part, it's actually decent. I say for the most part because every once in a while I do this noise, and I hate it. I am so sorry that I subjected you to that, VOD watchers and future watchers on YouTube. It will not make the edited cut, by the way. Don't worry about it. Ooh, I should think about what I want to eat tomorrow. I think that's the main thing I have to worry about is what I'm going to eat tomorrow. Will I have to worry about Saturday too? I think I might have to worry about Saturday as well. I should have bought more food. Shoot. Okay. Well, crap. That's fine. That's fine. That's cool. I can work with that. I can work with that. But while I'm thinking about it, I think I'm gonna extract the chicken that I will inevitably fry in sesame and olive oil. So then I can get that ball rolling tomorrow. Cause guess who's gonna make more veggies and gravy? This girl! And it's gonna be freaking delicious because it's got potatoes, it's got green beans, it's got carrots, it's got corn, it's got peas, made in the best way. Like the peas are actually appeasing. But it's good stuff. It's so freaking good. It's got sage, it's got thyme, it's got butter, it's got salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. It's so freaking good. I love it. I love that recipe. Vegetables and gravy. I think it's on the Budget Bites website. So good. I freaking love it. It's also got soy sauce. Soy sauce makes a huge difference in the flavor, by the way. Very, very important to have the soy sauce. If you ignore the soy sauce, you will regret it. Why am I going backwards? Thinking too much about my dinner tomorrow. I mean, it's a fair thing to think about, you know? Because otherwise, guess what I'm gonna eat if I don't make that? Chicken and fries. Nothing wrong with chicken and fries. For goodness sakes, I don't want to get sick of them. I do not want to get sick of chicken and fries, because then what the heck am I going to do? That's going to be a real pain in the butt if I get sick of them. Oh my gosh, okay, it's one of those nights apparently. Why am I allowing fours? Why am I allowing fours? What the helly? What the? Why do I say things? This is what I get for staying up to date on slang. Kind of. I start saying things, and then I wonder why I say them. Goodness me. I'm sorry, did I just see fire under Roxas's feet when he does the reversal dodge, or is that just sparks? Hang on, let's find out. I think that's sparks. Where's the volleyball? Yay! Okay. I'm having a weird evening, but that's okay. That is fine. And by weird, I mean... once again, I will be right back. I am so sorry that this keeps happening. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're back. Goodness sakes. My heart and soul. We are getting that dang 4,000 XP, goodness me. It's happening. It's happening sooner than you think. It will happen a lot sooner if I take some damage. And it said 4469, so we're gonna drop it by about 24-ish points. Provided that these guys take their freaking time. Give me the damage that I want. So then, I can get 8 instead of 4 XP, so then I can get a total of 12. Whoa! Okay. Chill. Chill. We are fine. We are going to make progress, so long as I take these guys out. Will it go faster if I take damage? Yes. Yes, I will. Apologies for the burp there. Very sorry about that. Kind of tempted. I should have eaten 2 waffles tonight. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to overeat because whenever I make waffles, I tend to eat 2 waffles and then I regret it because I'm like, man, I am so freaking full. And so I was like, okay, I'm only gonna eat 1. I'm gonna be a little bit more like chill about this. And now I'm hungry again. I'm always hungry. I'm hungry, mother. I really am. Okay. Guess who's gonna watch 101 Dalmatians later? This girly. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot that KH1 had the whole finding all 101 Dalmatian puppies. Like, that was a whole side quest in KH1. Did I ever complete that? I don't know if I completed that. Because I don't know if the treasures exist in the journal. For KH1. Oh my gosh, I should figure that out. I'll figure that out later. Not right now. Unless. One goal at a time, girly pop. One goal at a time. My. So I use TikTok, not under this username, because I think the account that has that username, it either got ripped from me or it was never mine to begin. Anyway, long story short, I keep randomly getting Troll Hunters edits. And that reminded me, I still haven't finished watching Troll Hunters. I already have been spoiled about the ending of the movie. I won't say. But that got me thinking, man, I haven't watched that in a while. It also got me thinking of when I was watching it. I'm starting to think I have a type. The type is old men who are kind of mean to the main character. He's not that old. Strickland isn't that old. But also, Marluxia isn't. I was gonna say Marluxia isn't that old, but then I remembered he exists as Laurium in Union Cross, and goodness knows how many years are in that, so, yeah. Learning to admit when I think characters are cute is very difficult, by the way. It's a strange experience for me. You know who was also okay? This is actually a reasonable one. Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Love him, love that character. Coolest dude, in my opinion, though. I think it's the sass. probably this. Admitting any sort of like, oh yeah, this character's cute or hot or whatever, very difficult for me to do. Oh my good golly, if you guys don't let me hit you, I'm going to throw a fit. Okay, we're good. We're fine. It's cool. You can say we are nothing, but you know the truth. And yes, I'm the fool. With my arms out like an angel on the bossa nova. That song is really good, actually. I really like listening to it. You can kiss 100 poison words. Another shot, try to stop the feeling. You can say it's just the way you are. Making no excuse, no stupid reason. Good luck, babe. Good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Good luck, babe. Good luck, babe. You have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. You know what's mind-blowing is the fact that Kidz Bop actually did a cover of that song. It's like, what? What? But then again, this is not the first time that Kidz Bop has covered a song that is definitely on the spicy side. And it's just been like, why are you having the kids sing that and putting in the effort to modify the lyrics when you know, everybody knows. Everybody knows, why are you doing this? But somehow, Kidz Bop is still popular. I'm trying to remember why was Kidz Bop such a... There was... Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it specifically was. This is a very, like, me growing up in the church that I grew up in thing. But for, like, church-related things, every once in a while, there was always, like, if in, like, a different state, one gal brought up the whole, like listening to Kidz Bop thing and thought it was hilarious that they covered songs that it's just like, yeah, that would not be very kid-friendly in the normal circumstances. I mean, that's kind of par for the course at the same time, though. The more I think about it, because, like, kids hear catchy songs all the time that are definitely on the explicit side. And they still sing it all anyway, and then it's just like, oh, do we talk about, how do we talk about this? There's actually ways to talk about stuff like that in a kid-friendly way. I haven't had to have those conversations, thank goodness. I don't have any kids. And I probably won't for a long time. Which means if I ever actually did decide to have a kid, it would be a geriatric pregnancy, which would be a whole thing. That's literally what it's called, I'm not joking. I'm not even that geriatric. God dang it, docs. It just makes it a little higher risk, that's all there is. I think mid to late 20s is the sweet spot for having kids, where it's not gonna, like, annihilate your soul, but, like, still be functional for spawning a child. That sounds so weird out of context. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't talk on things that I have no experience in. I haven't spawned a child. Who knows, I might never do that. I'll figure it out. Current conditions say no. No. Besides, I'd be in good company of not having kids for a while. Yeah, I'm in good company. Only related because of the word company. I just remembered the existence of Oliver and Company, which is a loose adaptation of Oliver Twist, if I remember right. And you know what sucks is that one song that Penny plays on the piano with Oliver, the little kitty cat. That song is not on many places to listen to, and it is such a crime because the song is really good. We are gonna reach that 4,000 goal. Let's go! 4,000. Bam! We're gonna hit it exactly because I'm going to make this dusk damage me as much as it takes to get what I want. Give me the damage, dang it. While we're getting damage, I'm just thinking about the song. It'd be fun to learn that on piano and sing it, cause it's so good. I don't remember the exact melody. Like, I can hear it, but I can't quite mimic it with my voice. And I think I keep slipping into minor key instead of major key. I think it's in major key. You and me together will be forever, you see. We'll always be good company, you and me. Yes, together we'll see. Never will be forever, you'll see. We'll always be good company, you and me. Yes, together we'll be. Such a good one. And then the little montage with the strings and stuff and the orchestra swell, and it's really sweet. That movie is really fun. I think it's in that one era of Disney where they were still kind of fumbling around and hadn't quite found their footing. I'll have to double check later. Also, Perfect Isn't Easy is such a fun song. It's the one that the poodle character sings. I cannot remember her name. I can't remember that queen's name. Goodness me, what is wrong with me? But she's so freaking funny. I love her. Like putting on the whole blue eyeshadow in the morning. Just being a fancy poodle. Just such a... That whole sequence is really fun. Also, if I remember right, didn't Billy Joel voice, what was his name? I remember the face, and I know he sings the song Why Should I Worry. I can't remember names, goodness me. I remember the character Tito, who was a Chihuahua. He was a cool dude. He also got briefly electrocuted, which was not fun for him, but I mean, they did the comedy version where he didn't actually get hurt. With the blue sparks and stuff like that. What was his name? I can't remember the dog's name that Billy Joel voiced. If Billy Joel voiced him. I remember he was part of the reason why the movie happened, or like the movie, if he wasn't gonna be in it, it wasn't happening or something. Why Should I Worry is actually really catchy too. Totally worth it. I just gotta remember the tune. Because most of the time when I've heard the song, it's on this like children's film favorites CD. That's like a bunch of off-brand covers of a bunch of Disney and other animated songs. Basically children's movies. Like, it's called children's film favorites for a reason. Let's see. Oh, I remember the I remember the first verse at least. One minute I'm in Central Park, but then I'm down on Leslie Street. Up on the boundary to St. Mark. Oh man, I don't remember the rest. You know, so I'm streetwise. I can improvise. Saying, ooh, I'm street smart. I got New York City heart. Why should I worry? Why should I care? I mean, no! Come on, reconnect. Reconnect, you bastard. I'm going to stare at the computer until yes! Fixed it. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. Apparently my internet connection said, hell no, please don't ever try to cover Why Should I Worry ever again. And this is why chunks of my fight with Braig got chunked out, partially because it went absolutely ballistic trying to load the it's Flare Force animation. It went nuts with the Flare Force. And then of course the Wi-Fi decided to dip at that exact moment. There we go, fixed it. Yay! Technically, we have reached the 4,000 XP goal, but I'm having a little bit... I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun. I'm not going crazy yet. I'm craving hot dogs, and... hot dogs sound good. Which sounds absolutely insane. Especially if you hear how I prepare them. I just boil those suckers. I boil them until they float on the surface. That's how I know they're done. Oh, and it gets even worse. Here's another food crime. I only put salt on them. I put salt on them after putting them in the hot dog bun, and that's it. I can't do ketchup and mustard. Partially because me and tomatoes don't get along. Not because I'm allergic or anything, it's because my stomach gets really pissy about tomatoes. It's just like, oh, acidic? Acidic things? Acidic fruit? Do you hate me? Do you hate me, human? And then it just kind of like, just starts doing the acid reflux shuffle, and, well, we know how that goes. Or maybe you don't. I hope you don't. I hope you don't know how that goes. I hope you only have to hear about it vicariously through others. 'Cause it sucks. Food crimes. But I am down to commit a food crime. You know what else is a food crime? There is this, this chicken parmesan casserole. It's a loose way of saying it's a casserole. But it involves a slightly undercooking pasta, because you're going to cook it the rest of the way in the oven. And then you have a layer of pasta. You put the marinara sauce in there. And then instead of doing the whole breading process of chicken yourself, you put frozen chicken nuggets there. A layer of frozen chicken nuggets. And then another layer of pasta, marinara sauce, chicken nuggets. I think you have some cheese in before you add the next layer of pasta. Because you want to have the, I think it's mozzarella and parmesan. No, it's just mozzarella first. And then at the very tippy top when you get to the last layer, then you add the parmesan. And the mozzarella. That meal is so good, but holy crap, it is a heavy hitter. And it's a darn shame I can't have it anymore. Because the marinara sauce will defeat my stomach in a battle. I will not win the battle. What's even worse is I think the one time that marinara sauce tasted especially, and I mean especially good. I think, you know what, never mind. I was gonna say it was probably because, I think it's because I keep using the wrong pan whenever I make spaghetti and meatballs. So like the whole sauce doesn't get cooked up. Because it makes such a huge difference to cook the sauce with meatballs and stuff like that. I think it makes a huge difference. It's so worth it every single time. Such a heavy meal, but absolutely delicious. My mouth is watering thinking about it, but I don't know if I want to commit that food crime. I gotta wait to get rid of all my cupcakes. I have too many cupcakes in the house. So worth it though. I might eat a cupcake later. I'm trying to keep myself from devouring all of my chocolate chips, because I'm a chocolate chip fiend as well. This is a consistent problem. But at least I'm not doing drugs, so... I'll take an addiction to chocolate chips over an addiction to drugs any day. Because it's probably less expensive. Also, I'm very particular and picky about my chocolate chips. I like the good stuff. The good stuff is Ghirardelli. Not sponsored, by the way. I just really like it. It's delicious and it doesn't make me feel icky afterwards. I am so sorry to the YouTube viewers who are getting like the skipped out version of this stream. Because for some reason my Wi-Fi decided to be on crack for a few minutes. I ain't doing my drugs, but doing my drug. What the heck? Oh shoot. This ain't drugs, but I just remembered that I ran out of iron supplements yesterday. At least I think I did. I might have to check. But I'm pretty sure I ran out of iron yesterday. Which means I need to go hunt down more tomorrow. Crap. Yep, I ran out of iron. Damn it. That's gonna be a problem later. That's a problem for tomorrow me. But tomorrow me will need to solve that as soon as possible because tomorrow me is not gonna like how I feel if I run out of iron. I'm just mildly deficient, just a little bit deficient. No big deal. It's not like it causes me problems or anything, or makes me tired or anything without it. No, not at all. Goodness sakes. Okay, that's interesting. Sorry, I just had a random mild pain in my stomach and I was like, I better check on that. So I'm gonna drink some more water. That's what I'm gonna do. Genuinely though, I think I'm just hungry. You know what I could do? After this run, I'm gonna preheat the oven. I'm gonna preemptively make myself a meal. It's gonna take forever and a dang day because I have to preheat that dish to 450 if I want to make my steak fries. Steak fries are so good. It's the same type of fries that you get from, it's not Baskin Robbins, it's Red Robin. If you have a Red Robin. Shoot. Is Red Robin a national franchise? Shit, I should have checked that before I said anything. Well, screw me. Anyway. To be fair, I have moved places, so... Yeah, okay, once I take down these two, I am going to preheat my dang oven. I hunger, and the hunger will be satisfied as soon as possible, within reason. Because I ain't about to start trying to do a cooking stream with the background just being Kingdom Hearts and not moving around. I cannot do that. I could probably do some weird PS4 projection type thing. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. The screen is still gonna stay on here, but you're gonna hear me as I rush down the stairs. You're gonna hear me push buttons on my oven because the hunger must be sated, and I need to start prepping for the hunger to be sated. I'm coming for you, oven. Alright. I love the ability to be able to just press a button and hold it down, and it gets me to where I want to be. Oh my gosh, I need to clean the stovetop. Holy crap. I did not realize that that was bad. Hang on. We're cleaning the oven top as I'm streaming. This is why I'm not allowed to get distracted. Alright, beautiful. Now my stovetop is less disgusting. It's not really that disgusting. It's like barely a spatter of whatever was boiled over. Like, barely a problem, but it was gonna irritate me later. So, why not deal with it now, rather than later? That's more like it. Life is good. Da 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 da. Gracious me. Huh. Okay. I didn't set up the tray for the food, though. I'll do that later. I'll do it again when I get an inevitable I need to do a be right back type thing. That's what I'll do. Except, I'm the only one who knows that. Technically, we're going past the 4,000 mark, but this is actually some good data. And this is on one of my bad days. I say bad with air quotes because this isn't really that bad. But this is on one of my quote-unquote bad days of not getting the 8s that I want instead of the 4s. I'm getting too many 4s. But this is a good indicator that I can get more than 4,000 XP within a 2-hour time frame. I say 2-hour time frame, but I have streamed longer than 2 hours before, so. I'm just figuring I should calculate by at least a 2-hour parameter, because that's the minimum amount of time that I'm online. Ah, jeez. My neck's a little stiff from sitting up weird. My posture is bad. It's a bad habit. I think we're gonna get through like 5K of This does ruin my idea for the next stream title because I was gonna be like, let's get 4,000 more for the whole joke on the Proclaimers song. And it works even better because the 4s and the 8s and stuff. This is why I'm not allowed. You know, maybe it's a good thing for the, maybe it's for the good of the world that I didn't get a math degree, because I would have been freaking insufferable with it. I would have been so obnoxious. Or maybe that would have been good for the world. I would be making silly video essays all the time. I mean, I could still do that. Nothing is stopping me except myself. I must ponder. I must ponder. I decided to be silly after, I think it was getting the mail, or I was supposed to drop something off at the mailbox. And I was like, hello, I am here to collect the letter to be delivered in the mail. Like, in that, like, exact tone of voice, at least. It was definitely not that exact dialogue. But it was so funny to me. I think I just thought it would be hilarious to do the whole butler vibe thing. Good sir, I believe that this letter is for you. Huh. Bro is doing all sorts of weird stuff. Good to know. Good to know. Let's see what we can do within the 2. Also, this is on a like a really quote-unquote rough day because I've had like 2 breaks. Technically 3 if we count the preheating of the oven. So, yeah, this is actually a pretty good benchmark of an average stream. Where I get a plethora of 4s, some 8s, and it's just chaotic as heck. I think I am ironing out my schedule, by the way. And it's a matter of, Fridays will be flex days. I am gonna have to make a graphic for that crap. Alright. You know what, that's fine. That's fine. I'm actually cool with that. Just like a weekly stream schedule graphic. Because Mondays and Tuesdays work out fine. I think taking a break on Wednesday during the week is good. And then Thursday, Friday. So then there's at least 4 days in a week, and then Friday can be a flex day because every once in a while I do hangouts with my friends on... Like, I hang out with my friends in-game on Fridays. Not all Fridays, just a few of them. So that'd be worth, I think that'd be worth ironing out. I need to... Oh my gosh, I'll have to graphic design is my passion my way through it. It'll be fine. I've done it before. I am no stranger to building things. I don't think I'm gonna use my tablet for it though. I think I'm just gonna use Paint. I can make masterpieces in Paint. I can do it. Will they look perfect at first? Oh, absolutely not. I think if I do that, maybe okay. I have to consider color blindness as well. I wonder if like a dark blue background and yellow text with like yellow accenting would work best. Cause like I get that purple is the opposite on the color wheel. But I think in digital expression, dark blue background with yellow writing would probably be best to stand out and be readable. Yeah, I think that could work. The only con with Paint is I can't like duplicate things the way I want to. So maybe I will do it on... I have an old iPad, and I mean old. It's like 4-ish years old, maybe 5. When did I return to college? Because there was like a period of like I started college like right after high school. I did it for a year, and then I was not in college for like a year and a half or so, maybe 2. And then I did my last 4 years of college in one go. That was chaos, by the way. But when I returned to college, they started doing the whole like iPad initiative where they would give us college students iPads, and then we get to keep it if we graduated. That was part of the reason why I didn't drop out. I didn't want to give back my iPad, but to be fair, I think by the time I got close to graduation or thought about dropping out, they had already replaced the iPad models. I took very good care of that thing, because I was like, this baby is my responsibility, and I need to take as good care of it as possible. But anyway, I have Ibis Paint installed on it, and it is a godsend for art, in my opinion. That's just for me, I'm a cheapskate. I could probably do like other programs and stuff, but Ibis Paint has been good to me, so that's why I use it. And I learned it pretty quickly. It feels simplistic. I work really well with simple applications and programs. Like, I think I've said this before, I have DaVinci Resolve on my fancier computer. I say fancier as in like it's more functional for like heavyweight editing and stuff. Do you know what I use? I use freaking Video Proc Vlogger. The same editing software that is on my laptop that I installed specifically because it's not a heavyweight on my poor laptop system and hardware. Like, it is built for the smallest freaking hardware known to man. Okay, maybe not known to man, but still. I use it because it's simple. It's simple, it's easy for me to understand, it doesn't scare me with all the funny, shiny buttons. Lots of shiny buttons scare me. It's like, okay, that's a little too complex. I have people in my life that I can ask for, like, how do I use this thing? I do. But I also want to get in the habit of just editing videos on the newer computer. So then once I feel comfortable with actually doing the editing on that computer, I can transition to doing the big scary editing software. That's the main deal that I have. It's a good system in my opinion. Oh hey! I forgot to check where I was at 2 minutes ago, so I have no idea how much XP I have acquired in the 2 hours that I've been streaming. Good job, me. Why am I waiting for... Damn it, sorry about that. Let's see. We are down to how much XP? 3025? Within about 2 hours and 3 minutes. That's about almost nearly 5,000 XP. That's pretty good. That is genuinely really good. Okay, just to keep ourselves sane though, and because I already know that, oh, we're gonna hit over 5,000 within the 2 hour, 3 minute, and this is with bathroom breaks, by the way, people. This is with bathroom breaks and a break to turn on the oven. And with me getting 4s. We are doing so good. I say we, I know it's just me, but I consider you part of the party. We're doing swell. Speaking of ovens, I should probably check if the oven is at temp. I should probably check that. I will check that real quick. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm still with ya. But I'm just gonna check if the oven is at temp. And then we'll go from there. If it's at temp, you will get to hear the crinkle of aluminum foil. You will not hear the crinkle of aluminum foil. It's not at temp yet. But I gotta preheat to 450. It's gonna take a while. Okay. Rather than be like, okay, bye-bye, we are gonna call the grind so as to keep ourselves sane. We are not gonna accidentally delete the file again. That scared me so bad that one time. We have made progress and we reached the goal of 4,000 XP. We have made significant progress. I'm going to save again because this is a habit of mine. I don't know why I do know why I do this. It's because it keeps me sane. We aren't done, by the way. You know why? Because I want to go to the title screen. And I kind of want to poke around on my regular file because it's fun. It's like a reward, you know? It's a reward. Also because this means you get to see how I act in normal gameplay circumstances and not me being an absolute freaking lunatic. I just realized I should probably turn off the thing, the ticker tape. Oh, I can turn off the overlay on OBS. Haha. It's right in front of me. Bada bing, bada boom. Check it. Alright. So this is what's gonna happen in this is what happens in normal circumstances. We're gonna have to make our way to Tron's world. We're also gonna get our butts kicked by like literally everything. This is how I am on a normal day. Bye, Donald. It was nice knowing you. But I did make my goal today of getting 4,000 XP towards the level 99 grind. I actually got about 5,000 instead. So, we're in business. I keep thinking, oh, I might need to level up. I do not need to level up. I am doing just fine. Ow. Leave me alone. Keep getting bullied by random things. Ow. You know what? You wanna go? You wanna go? Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Leave me alone! The town system is beating me. It's being rude. To be honest, it's just the MCP trying to beat me up. And honestly deserved. We have beef. Fun fact, by the way. This game is the reason why I became a fan of Tron. I'm not joking, by the way. I am not joking in the slightest. This game is the sole reason why I started watching the Tron films. I still haven't seen Ares. I don't know how I feel about, Okay, well, I do know how I feel about Jared Leto. It's not quite positive. He kinda sucks. Where am I going? Stop attacking me. Oh, I keep trying to use magic and it's not working. Stop! Are we done? Are we done? Leave me alone. Stop bullying me. Gosh. Getting a whooping. I also made further progress in the Cavern of Remembrance. I think I'm actually in the chamber. I've reached the chamber to just before that nasty nobody gauntlet that is right before the Garden of Assemblage. I am not looking forward to that, by the way. I just got scared by my own stream. Don't you love it? Getting scared by your own stream, imagine that. To be fair, I think anyone would be mildly disturbed by someone making a horrible screeching sound. Oh, that's the difference between those two. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to deal with the games again. Fun fact. The motorcycle section of the games wrecked me repeatedly. I hate that section. It's not my favorite. I also seem to really love Magnet, which is not gonna save my butt in the Cavern of Remembrance. We're not doing that today, thank goodness. Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's dance. Let's freaking dance. Ow. Ow. Can I not use my own magic for something? Is that it? Leave me alone, Freddie Mercury! Why am I quoting Schlatt? What the hell? Okay, we're good. We made it. We made it to Ansem Study. Oh, we scared him. Poor things. Mm-hmm. I love Aerith. This is the same girl that had me starstruck when the Final Fantasy remake, Final Fantasy VII remake trailer came out. She's also the same gal that smacked somebody with a chair and a big smile on her face. I love her so much. She's so funny. I love her. Yeah, let's go, Sleeping Lion. Oh, we're just going straight into it. We're just going straight in. I can't go down to soon, Tron. I can't go down to the Heartless Sanctuary. Yes, I can. Yes, more puzzle pieces. I'm gonna assemble it right now. I'm gonna put that in right now. Give me the puzzle piece. Give it. This is such a silly thing, but I go a little nuts when I see a notification. And it's a corner piece? Oh my gosh. We got like 1, 2, 6. 6 of these left. And at least 2 of them are... At least 2 of them are in the Cavern of Remembrance. Oh, that's a pain. I bet it's the weapon. Where's the weapon? Where are you? I want to see the... Oh, yeah. Increase the ground-based combos. I want to go through the door. Let me in. Yeah, let's go! Finally! Yo. Fancy. Doesn't this look this looks suspicious as heck. Oh my gosh. We're gonna get the final daylight puzzle piece in place. Oh my goodness gracious. Sorry, I'm such a silly goose. I'm such a silly— oh my gosh, jump scare. We gonna finish this daylight puzzle piece. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's finished. Where did it go? Actually, genuinely, oh, that's all I have to do. I just had to press a button. Because it was in the right spot. Yay! All that's left is sunset. There's only 6 puzzle pieces left. Let's see what's left. Okay, there's those last 2. Oh! Oh, it's those last 2 in Hollow Bastion. In the Cavern of Remembrance. In the world that never was. That is, 4 out of the 6 accounted for. Let's go! Oh, that's a beauty. That is a beauty and a half. I am so sorry, I have to get rid of the notifications. Okay, does that cosmic chain give me better defense? No. I really need the defense. It's bad. Oh hey, I have another accessories slot. Mine. You know what that means? I can add more abilities. I can be a menace. I'm gonna make sure that I get some more support ones. This is gonna hurt me somehow. I know it's gonna hurt me somehow. Ooh, drive converter. We love to see that. And then let's not add no experience. I think that's all I can add except maybe Slapshot. Come here, Slapshot. Yeet. Do I actually need to do that? No. I do not. Ah, that is perfect. That is actually perfect. I love it. Oh, we got to finish the daylight puzzle piece. I'm so happy. Part of me wants to keep going, but I think I should do the thing on my own time. That's what I like to do. I think it's fun. I think it's more hilarious that way. So, as I say, that is going to do it for the stream. Thank you all so much for watching. We indeed made our goal of 4,000 XP, and that was even with some breaks and so forth. So, I'd say we're making some good progress. I'm going to get to eat some chicken and fries after this. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the stream, please slam that like button. This is the first time I'm doing this. Please be nice to me about it. Hit the like button. If you want to continue following the stream, either hit the subscribe on the YouTube side or hit the follow button on the Twitch side. That way you can get notified of whenever I stream. That's all I have to say. Have a good one, and see you on the next stream. Bye bye!